I am depressed. Oh!
Dude, I don't know.
That's exactly it.
Yeah, it's like out of all these options, how do you want me to choose?
You mean that time I ate rye bread?
Rye chip is pretty dope. It's like probably one of my favorite pieces of Chex Mix. Side note, I just found out you can buy just rye chips in a bag.
Can you? I think I've seen this before.
Yeah, you've seen them in Chex Mix, Skylar.
No, the bags of only these.
Oh,
Of course, I've seen them before. I've ate them.
I don't think I really like rye chips.
I've seen them before.
They're okay.
I invented them.
Oh yeah. While the rye chips are the best part of Chex Mix, you never want rye chips on their own.
I never said they were the best. I said they were one of the best.
I don't like them very much at all.
There's 4 pieces of Chex Mix.
I think my favorite is mini breadstick.
That's not bad. Rye chips are still the best. Right.
I just did a whole video on this.
I don't like rye chips.
You suck.
Yeah.
I didn't rank them
I'm
the
not
last
a big
time I
fan.
ate them.
And here we see the tism.
Hey, what? Okay, preferences of food.
No. What I
not
said was I
count.
didn't rank them the last time I ate them.
No. There's 6 pieces. There's a mini breadstick. There's a rye chip. There's a window pretzel, pretzel, and then there's the 2 Chex.
Right, because there's 2 different bags of Chex Mix.
I don't know, man. I don't think I've ever seen those. Oh my god! Right as you're talking about it, I encounter it. What the fuck? Hold on, everyone. This is what he's talking about.
Oh. I don't mind bagel chips. I think the bagel chips are fine.
I always feel like wheat Chex is flavored more than corn Chex. I don't know why.
Corn is just filler.
Oh, okay, thank you.
And I don't even mean like its natural taste. I feel like it always grabs more seasoning.
Right, because corn is just filler.
I can't. This is what we should do for this part of the video. We should just rank the fucking Chex Mix piece.
Rye chip is top.
I can't participate.
Okay, I
put
think the
rye chip in.
the Chex bits are the best, in my opinion. The pretzels and the breadstick are about the same.
What
like,
if we do
the
a
same place in second?
What if we do a 0 to 5 ranking system
It's
based
the
on how
least
many of us
best.
like it?
Yeah, from like 1 to 6, I probably give. Actually, I don't know which. I think I
Where
like
the 6th
circle
man come
pretzel.
in here?
I like circle
There's
pretzel
5 of
more
us.
Because
than
there's 2 Chex.
yeah. They're different Chex.
Oh, we're ranking the checks and not just
You are
numbering them
so
individually.
lost.
Yeah, we're having 2 different conversations.
I'm not. It's been the same conversation.
I'm saying give each individual chip a rating of 1 to 5 because based on how many of us like it.
I give it like a 5. I really wait. 1 up to 5. Are we saying? Okay, yeah. I give breadstick a 5. I don't know why. I really like it. And then you can use it to play with circle pretzel.
Based on that alone, I'll have to up my rating to a 3. I'm not really fond of it, but its compatibility with circle pretzel is not to be ignored. What about you, Sky? What's your thought on the breadstick?
I can't.
Yes, you can. Based on how it looks.
On how it look. I don't. If it's based on how it looks, I think it's like a 2, maybe a 3.
Yes, that's about right.
How I feel about it.
You can't taste.
How do I feel about mini breadstick?
You feel? Like arguing with me or having a polite discussion with Jay?
If I was arguing, if it made me feel like I was arguing with you, I wouldn't be ranking it.
You'd ignore it?
Yeah, that's what I usually do. I either mute you or close Discord.
Fair. He goes home. He touches grass.
He's already home.
Something I could never do.
Exactly. Worst case, I close Discord, I exit Steam, I turn off my phone, and I just sit on YouTube for the next 5 hours.
You turn off your phone.
Just
but
get
you're
away
right
from me.
there.
Let's see. Mini breadstick. Just how it looks. How I think it would taste. Yeah, I'd say about a 3. Maybe 4. I don't know.
The mini breadsticks it's a solid 3. If it's 1 through 6, right?
1
Mini
through 5.
breadstick. Okay. What the fuck do you mean 5? There's 2 chicks.
It's 5 for the
We're not
people.
comparing them to each other. They are individual joys.
Yeah, breadstick is middleman.
So we have an iffy 3, a solid 3, a solid 5.
Who said a 5?
David.
Yeah, it's my favorite, and you can use it to play with the circle pretzel. Make a little mini club.
That argument made me up my rating from a 2 to a 3. It was a very solid argument.
Mine's there. It's where it is.
What is yours?
No, the breadstick's probably a 2 for me. Or wait, no. Wait, 4.
Really? 4. Okay,
What?
so we're going to even this out at an average of 3.7. So we'll round up to 4. So the breadsticks are a 4 out of 5.
By the looks, like a 2.
Okay, is 1 the highest or is 5 the highest? Let's clear this up now.
5 is the
5 is the
highest score you
okay.
can give.
Yeah, right chip is 1.
What? Oh god.
2 5s,
No,
a 1, and a 2.
Rye chip
really
is
divisive
like
chip.
Rye chip is like a low 5 or a very high 4 for me. Because I do love it. It's like my second favorite. But breadstick is just the best to me. That being said, rye chip is
not the others.
on its own. It's a 5 because it's just like the perfect shape. I don't know. The browning is nice, and then it has
nice
a really
crunchy
good.
chip.
Yeah, it has the best crunch.
It's such a nice crunch. It's not like a thin, wispy crunch. It's a nice, solid crunch. But it's not too tough either.
No,
just right.
Also, it just makes you feel. Me personally, it makes me feel like a giant, like crushing a small human between my teeth or something.
Yeah.
Like it makes me feel powerful.
So we're going to average that one out at a 3. Unfortunately, but divisive chip.
Fucking 1.
Pretzel? I say Square Pretzel and Square Pretzel looks like a 4.
Square Pretzel's like a 2 or 3.
Yeah, but I just like pretzels.
Square Pretzel doesn't really like keep as much of the salt on it. It's kind of like it pales in comparison to every other pretzel I've had. It's kind of like its structure makes it weaker. Ironically, I mean it's a solid. It's just like for the pretzel material, it can't be square.
As a pretzel, it fails at being a pretzel. Is what he's saying.
Yeah, the shape, the way a pretzel is made does not support ridges, which is what a square shape is. It just doesn't. As soon as it crunches, it's like falling apart. It's not. Are you therapying me? How does this make you feel?
Jack is arguing that because of the beams in the middle, it should have more support, and so he does not see your thing of it being weaker.
It should, but once you bite into like the side of it or the corner of it, the rest of it crumbles because it's so reliant on that support that if you just have a little taste of pretzel, it's gone. It's ruined.
Okay, here's my take
the whole thing in your mouth, which I guess is fine, but like if you want to savor it, it's bad. It doesn't have as much salt on it as circle pretzel for one, but it just doesn't have as much salt on it as it should in the first place. It's a bad pretzel.
Jesus, I keep thinking you're done. You're not. My take on square pretzel is it's boring. It's not great. The best thing you can say about it is it looks like a window.
Yeah,
Um,
I
but it's
thought that was fun, but like that wore off after
but
the
but
second
it's
week.
but it's not as fun as like a circle pretzel, which you can use in combination with your mini breadstick. Or when you were little, if I don't know if anyone else did, but with circle pretzel, just trying to put your like fingers or
Yeah.
like see how
I
far you
still
can
do
put your
that.
tongue
I don't know what you
through.
mean when you little.
Yeah, or see how far you can get your tongue through circle pretzel before it just crumbles.
I I still
Infinite fun.
regularly get my fingers stuck in the handles of scissors.
Same.
Yeah.
Oh, mine was a 1, by the
No.
way,
Mine was a
if that
2.
wasn't obvious.
Square pretzels 3. Circle pretzels 2.
We're
I know we
gonna
haven't gotten a
average.
circle pretzel,
We're gonna
but
average that out at like a low 3. Then add 1.
It's
Okay, are we
it's
doing the corn and wheat checks separately?
Yes.
yes, they're separate pieces.
Okay. Corn corn checks is fine for me. It's just kind of a 3. I'm not really a finicky eater anyway. Even if I don't like something, I'll still eat it. So, I mean, corn checks it's just fine. It's not as good as the other stuff, but it's not necessarily bad.
I'm voting 1. I like corn checks, but I just cannot. It's not as it's not that good. I enjoy its taste, but objectively, it is bad.
I give
I
corn
like the
checks.
crunch though.
My computer went to sleep.
I give
Oh.
corn checks a 2. It never just looks as appealing compared to its brother with the wheat checks. Um, it's too blonde. It doesn't look like it's like been cooked like as
Say
much.
that again.
Mm.
He says it's too blonde. What about it?
Yeah,
Okay.
I like
And
the way you
here
get
we see.
fries. I don't mean as a person who has a blonde personality. No, I mean like the way cooking fries or some shit. Like
Land.
it's too light. It doesn't look as appealing. It really does
Oh,
not
I get
ever
what you're
seem.
saying. Okay.
Yeah, it just never seems to hold much seasoning.
I don't really have as intricate a reasoning for my vote as the previous few, but
Mine have all been overly intricate.
Yes, we've noticed. That's not a bad thing.
I have very strong opinions on these checks.
and here
I think it's interesting because I don't necessarily feel that strongly about very many things.
I missed
Or like
half of the
random
votes
things.
on corn checks, so I can't estimate the average.
Checks, top 5, like a high 5. It's
5.
I'd say a
4,
3.
4 or 5.
I've never been a fan of the Chexes themselves.
actually, yeah, I'm gonna
I
change my
love the
answer.
Chexes.
The checks
They're
are
a 3 for
good.
me. They're solid, but they're not.
Their
They
crunch
don't
isn't
stand
too
out.
soft. It's also not too hard. They're like the perfect middle.
That's true. They're
I
good. They're just
because they're a perfect middle. I give them 3
yeah. Same.
because it's also where I rank it. Between the 6 of them, I would place wheat checks 3rd, under rye chip, which is below mini breadstick. It's the better of the Chexes, and a Chex is just better than a pretzel.
It's a solid Chex. I enjoy the Chexes, but they're mid. They are overall mid. They are mediocre in terms of chip. They are the how do I put this? They are the
They always seem more seasoned though. Like they are visually more appealing.
second movie in a trilogy.
That could be like arguably the best, depending on what movies you go
But
by.
first movie catches you, and sequels are never as good as the first.
Terminator
And a
2.
sequel to a sequel is is either god awful or great.
I disagree. Terminator 2.
Notable outlier. There is always an exception to the rule. Terminator 2 being the notable exception. But like it's
I just realized how funny that was. Your Honor, I'd like to argue Terminator 2.
So, anyways,
the trilogy that really like upholds this rule, but I don't remember names of anything. Anyways, it's not the point.
I was supposed to say, we're going to be stuck on your analogy for a while.
Yeah. The analogy is not the point of the argument. You get what I mean. Etheria, what is your vote?
on corn checks, it looks like a 2.
Wheat checks.
Oh, wheat checks? I never did corn checks. You guys just skipped me. I was just accept that.
I've
Wheat
my
checks,
you
I'd
would
say it was
accept.
like a 3. Looks like a 3.
solid. So we have all around 3s. What about you, Blaze? I just kind of didn't hear yours. I know you said it, but I didn't hear it. Blaze is dead. Good.
Oh, sorry. Wait. Which one?
Wheat checks.
Wheat checks. Okay, that's solid 4 or 5. 4 to a 5.
We have 3 3s. The Dungeon Master is muted. And 4 or 5, so high 4. That averages out at a high 3.
I don't like that.
So wheat checks 3 out of 5.
The verdict for wheat checks was that it's a good 3.
It's a 4. It's still in the 3s.
Well,
we
no,
had-
because that was 1 5 and like 2.
No. 2 4s. And 3 3s.
I thought someone gave it a 5.
Nope.
Okay.
Circle pretzel. Are we doing circle pretzel now?
4.
Guy says 4.
I
I'm
don't know,
inclined to
man.
agree. Solid 4.
It's like the square pretzel, but more fun.
Exactly.
I give it a 3. The 3 is out of like fun, out of like being a piece. It's 2 because it's definitely better than its brother, the fucking square pretzel. Eat that bitch.
Mm-hmm.
But it still has nothing compared. I would rather take any of the other Chexes before I get to the pretzels, or like not Chexes, but like the other pieces.
Right.
So it gets a 2. Well, no, like 3 because the fun, because you can use it in combination with other things.
Right.
But it is like almost the loser. Luckily for it, it has a shitty brother.
Yeah. It has a redheaded stepchild of a brother. I'd say it's a solid 4. It's an enjoyable pretzel. What's your verdict, Jay? 3.5. Okay. 2 3s. Some kind of that as a 3. Fuck you. 2 4s. A Blaze. What is your decisive vote?
I can't remember which I gave for the square.
I don't know.
Circle's better than the square. I think I gave the square.
It's based on how you feel right now, not in comparison to anything else.
Circle's a 4 or a 5. It's a good one.
High 4. Okay. So we're gonna, because Jay technically said 3.5, we're gonna average that at a solid 4. Not a high 4, not a low 4. Solid 4.
Just 4.
4. The epitome of 4. I think Rychip didn't score the highest. I think Circle Pretzel just scored the highest.
I mean, it's a pretzel. It's a circle. Best of both worlds.
Get
Bagel.
out. I
Based on
refuse
how
to
it
accept
looks,
them.
it's kind of boring looking. It looks like you just cut up a bagel and tossed it in.
Why is it called a bagel chip? It doesn't even have the hole in the center.
Well, because it's made from a
That's-
bagel. It's literally just a cut up bagel. Look at the rim. That's a bagel. But you know what? That's a good point. Why did they put in the extra effort to put a hole in the middle?
Fun.
See?
You could absolutely put a hole in the middle so that people could stick their mini breadsticks in. That would be cool. That would be like a. It would look like a symbol from a drum if you could put a mini breadstick in the middle. That would be great. Then you could use the mini breadsticks as drumsticks. That would be the best chip, but they didn't. So it's a bad chip. 1. It's because I'm frustrated. What it could have been. 2 at most.
Bagel chips are actually good though. Like I actually really like bagel chips.
I refuse to accept this as a Chex piece, a mixed piece of the Chex. I
Sure,
do not
like-
Well,
accept this.
yeah,
I'm sure it's
that's
good.
Get them out of my
Obviously, it's
face.
good. It's a fucking cut up bagel. It's lazy. It's lazy, is what it is.
Yeah,
Bagel.
feels like-
From
Actually,
its origins, it is literally
I
just a
like-
cut.
it's like taking the name of a character or something I really love and putting it on something completely different and being like, "It's him. You like this guy," and I just kind of have to be like, "That's not him."
It's like a blaze. Let me put it like this: it's
But-
like taking Harshafont's shield, giving it to someone, and saying, "That's
No.
Harshafont."
No, don't. You can't bring that up. That's fucked up.
I can because it's true.
No.
They cut up a bagel, retoasted it, and rebranded it as bagel chips.
I love
Instead,
bagels.
and they didn't
Bagels are
even
great.
put a hole in the middle before they did it. It's lazy.
I know. I'm the one that started the hole in the bagel
Right. Now I'm
argument.
arguing for it.
I have had a 7-year-long running joke with bagels. I have no intention on stopping it.
I don't know what your running joke is. What is it?
Me neither.
I will never eat a bagel.
Fair.
That's about it. I hate bagels for no real reason other than I can. And back in Virginia, when I was upset with somebody, I would call them a bagel, and that was the running joke. And I still do that sometimes, but not
Have you ever
often.
called me a bagel?
I have.
Nice.
Bagels are a pretty trash food, and I say that saying that as
They-
someone who's never had a fresh from a bakery or like any whatever shop bagel, because no one fucking has that. The only time I've had bagels are like fucking store bought in the stack kind, and they're
I-
always ass. They're too chewy.
Bagels are disgustingly mediocre.
I don't even dislike bagels either. I don't even know why I started doing it. I just do it. It's just a thing.
I can't fault you for that because I do the same thing with other things. Like,
It's an English muffin with a hole.
they are disgustingly mediocre. They are only good because they cannot be worse. Which means technically they are always at their worst. You cannot make a good bagel. You
Depends
cannot
on
make
the
a bad
flavor.
bagel.
The blueberry ones are fine. The cinnamon ones are kind of weird. The plain
Okay,
ones are just
blueberry bagel, but we're talking normal bagels. There's no blueberries in that
normal
bitch.
bagels now. Fucking
There's no
normal
blueberries
bagels.
in that chip.
It's
Oh,
true.
it gets worse when you add cream cheese. I fucking hate cream cheese.
I like cream
also
cheese.
like
I like
cream cheese.
strawberry cream cheese on my
I dislike
bagels.
cream
Justin,
cheese
you-
immensely.
Justin, you are
I
like
don't
the only
really
person
like
who's
strawberries
gotten
too
me
much.
to eat like cream cheese and enjoy it in any way. Also, I need you to send me that recipe again, like for
I-
just the mix.
I
Huh?
also want a recipe if anybody has a recipe. Doesn't matter what kind. Recipe for a shit sandwich. I don't care. Just give me a recipe. But still, like, it's lazy. They cut up a bagel. Bagels are good. I like bagels.
Yeah.
But that's because bagels can't be bad, and that doesn't sit right with me. You can't have a bad bagel.
Bagels aren't the best. They're also not the worst. They're just
They're disgustingly
eh,
mediocre.
with a food. It's
I
That's
very
it.
well might have different thoughts on bagels if I ever got to enjoy like a fresh one.
I will make you a
like,
fresh bagel because I know how to make bagels.
why don't you just make Jay
He
do it?
works in a Panera bread.
Anyways,
Did you hear that? Panera bread.
Our
do
opinions
bread.
on bagel chips. Where are we standing with this?
I refuse to
I've
acknowledge
never
them.
even seen a bagel chip before.
they are in gameplay right above what is the best Chex Mix piece.
I know. I meant in real life. I've never even
Fair.
seen one.
Jay,
I
run to the
refuse to
store, get a
acknowledge
bagel.
it as it. I genuinely refuse to acknowledge it as a Chex Mix piece.
All they did
So
was
what is that?
was take a
It's
bagel.
not a
from the
bagel.
store. They bought a bunch of bagels from the store. They brought it back, chopped it up, retoasted it, and called it a bagel chip.
I think we've got 2 zeros then.
There's zero's not an option, so I give it a 1.
Okay, so 2 1s.
I'll give it like a
3
2
ones.
because I don't have I haven't had the chance to try it yet, so I can't say it's a 0 or a
2
1.
1s, 1 2. Okay.
Didn't
I'll
you
probably
say
give it a
you
2,
haven't
so
tried
2
Chex
2s.
Mix and yet you still rated the mini
I said I
breadsticks
haven't had it
higher?
in a while. I haven't had it in too long. I thought that was mold for a second when I first saw that.
I did too. I was kind of alarmed.
And I guarantee you, Jay, that wouldn't be a very bad bagel.
If it just wasn't on a bagel.
I
Are,
have
are
tried
those
something like
nuts?
it.
Are
It would
those
not be
nuts
a
or
bad
oats?
bagel.
Jay, what's your rating for the bagel
Because
chip?
there's no such thing as a bad bagel. They're all mediocre. Even as the worst bagel you know, it's not a bad bagel. It is bread. It has a topping sometimes, and you can put cream cheese on it. Those are the properties of a bagel.
I'm very disappointed with chocolate chip bagels because it's never enough chocolate chip to like ever make you feel okay with it. It's just a disappointing amount of chocolate to the unfulfilling,
You're asking
sad
for a
amount
donut.
of bagel.
I don't like chocolate enough for me to want it on a bagel. And if it's chocolate into something, like something that didn't originally have chocolate in it, they never have enough, or it just
Okay.
doesn't taste good with it. So I'm like, I rule out chocolate chip bagels. What the fuck? I'll pass.
Again, that's like bagels are like if they took a loaf of tough bread, put a hole in it, and told you to cut in the middle and do whatever you want with it.
I thought Espiniki was about to like go on a rant about how like adding stuff to a bagel immediately makes it a bagel subclass and not a main
Is.
bagel.
I was going to, but I stopped myself.
It's like that's a subclass.
Look
you can't
what you
count
did!
it towards all bagels.
This reminds me of another argument I've had with someone. Do you guys toast like Pop-Tarts?
We had this argument, Sky.
Yeah, that's what I said.
I
It
don't
reminds me of
put
an
'em in
argument
a
I had.
toaster.
I didn't. I prefer off-brand ones. I find off-brand are better, and I soak them in milk.
Have you guys ever had what is it? The gluten-free Pop-Tarts?
No.
I'm
If you
afraid of
give me
putting
like
Pop-Tarts in
if
a
you give me
toaster.
like 10 minutes, I could say yes.
Go get one.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Is it worse
Almost
than
near
an Is it actually worse than an uniced Pop-Tart?
Yes.
Oh
It is so
wow.
much worse.
Here's the thing, alright? Pop-Tarts and toasters, alright? Makes me nervous. Because I'm afraid of the Pop-Tart either leaking like the jelly inside of it
It
onto
cannot.
the toaster
It
or it
literally
exploding.
cannot.
It
It is
doesn't
literally
matter.
designed to not do that.
I am
It is
scared of it and I
It
refuse
is-
to put it in a
it is
toaster.
such a
It is-
thin layer that it physically cannot
It's
keep
so
past
it's
a
so
certain
thin, and
It
even if
doesn't
you like
matter.
if you like opened up a Pop-Tart and you poked at it with a fork, it is too viscous to leak out.
I know, but it's a fear nonetheless, and I
It's
will
literally-
put it in a microwave before
It
I
is
put it in a
slime
toaster.
in bread. It is slime in
I
bread
don't care.
that it
It is a fear. It doesn't
Emily calls
matter.
it scam, aka slime.
If it does get onto something, right, it explodes, deciding to explode one day. I would rather have it in a microwave than a toaster, because
Oh,
a
wait, you're
microwave is a lot
microwaving
Physically
easier.
them?
cannot explode.
Yes.
It does
would
not
be
have the
easier to
properties to
microwave
explode. It does not
than
have any
explode.
form of combustion available to it.
It
You
doesn't
sound-
matter.
You sound like you're
Okay.
about to be like, I will fucking put something explosive in your Pop-Tarts to give you a reason to fear them.
You
It's an
don't fear them
irrational
yet,
fear
you
that I
will
have
tomorrow.
always had.
How's
A
the
rational fear of
Pop-Tart?
what? I haven't ate it yet, just in front of me.
Okay, let's give us a scathing review. Scathing does not inherently mean bad.
I kind of want.
You know, I don't really do scathing.
Fair.
I do like a mildly perturbed, if anything.
Fair. I can hear the rustle.
Yeah.
Bated breaths.
Wait, are you having a cold Pop-Tart?
It doesn't matter. For
Clearly,
it really
clearly they are. If they are just now rustling it.
It's
I know.
harder than I remember.
That
That's
may
about
not be because it's a Pop-Tart, Skylar. That could be because it's a gluten-free Pop-Tart.
Yeah, like I said, it's a bit harder. That's about it.
I realize
So-
I asked this of you without also telling you to get a normal Pop-Tart to compare it to.
I don't have any.
No. The problem is you asked freaking Skylar.
That's the one guy that
can't
can't taste shit.
That's why I said. That's why I said I asked this of him without
Like
also
chocolate
asking him to get a normal
And,
one
like
to compare it to.
Pop-Tart. That's it. Also,
It's
as
like-
for why I have gluten-free Pop Tarts, my dad's best friend has gluten intolerance, and he got them at some point, but left them here, so we've just had them.
Yeah.
Okay, Skylar, when you eat things, all right, is it like they don't like you don't taste anything, or is it just like they taste
Oh, I
weird?
taste it fine. I just don't get it.
Okay.
Like, I will be
Nothing
able to
is
eat something. I will taste everything, but I won't understand why people think it's good. Like, why do people think this is good? I don't understand. It's just a taste.
Okay.
Because we are
So
genetically predisposed to understanding good food.
I taste it the same way other people do, but I don't have the ability to recognize it as good or bad. Well, it's very, very dulled.
I do like to make fun of him by pretending he can't taste, period.
I forgot I don't like Pop Tarts. I just discovered I don't like them anymore. This is sad.
I'm pretty sure this is how it should work for everyone. But my perception of whether or not I like something is entirely within its nutritional value for me. So if I've had a lot of sugar and like sugary foods and like this is icing, if I have even like a touch of sugar, I'm like this just sucks. Because I'm past my requirement for sugar.
Nope. Do not feel the same way.
I don't know.
He's diabetic.
Yeah, that doesn't matter. I still.
You know what? That's
like
right.
sweet
You're right. It
food.
doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter at all.
I still am as big as I am because I do not care and enjoy the unhealthy food.
Food is just always food to me. It's.
I
mean,
I don't
know
like
if it
eating
tastes
unless
good or
I'm
bad.
like starving.
I eat what I'm given. That's it. I eat what I'm given, and I don't really care. Is it bland? Does it have too much flavor? It doesn't matter.
The only kind of foods that I will actively say I dislike are foods that I dislike the texture of, because my perception of taste can change day to day based on my nutritional needs.
Mhm.
I can like spaghetti one day, but I will not want it the next.
I
had enough
don't,
spaghetti.
So you can never have leftovers?
dude. I
don't leave leftovers.
I could have the exact same meal for a week straight. Every day it would taste different, and I wouldn't care. Like, it's like, oh, it tastes different. I wonder why. I just eat it anyway.
Put it in the microwave again.
I do not like spaghetti. And it's just because it never sounds good either. I never hear we're having spaghetti, and I never go, ooh. I'm just kind of like spaghetti.
So, Post, you said it's because you microwaved it? No. It does not feel the exact same. It could be like a bag of frozen pizza rolls and throw it in the air fryer. I eat that every day for like a week. Just like one meal a day, not all 3 meals. And it will taste different each day. And it's like, I wonder why. Weird. I just eat it anyways.
Fair.
So I don't really care that much. I don't.
Oh, Jay.
And then you have me.
Oh, you poor thing.
He could give me a bowl of lettuce or a bowl of apple peels, and I'd say they're not that they taste the same, but they're about the same, like, good wise. I'd have either. I don't really care.
Jay,
And they're very different flavors.
Me and you need to team up and go to restaurants and enjoy food.
He made a charcuterie board, and like nothing against it, but I was like not expecting like with well, it wasn't prosciutto, was it? What was that one? It was like all clumped together.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I don't.
It was like
It was like sliced as if it were almost like lunch meat, but like way fancier.
yeah, and there was pieces of paper in between them.
That's prosciutto. That sounds like it.
Yeah, that's it.
That I thought I'd like it. That was my first time having it. I just wasn't a fan. I honestly like a charcuterie board for me is like a lot more like beef related meats, like beef summer sausage or like salami. I could tear that shit up.
Prosciutto is 50-50
Dude,
I-
for me.
I was scared off by the prosciutto.
I don't think I particularly dislike anything on the board except for the dried fruits. I don't do dried fruits; they're bad. I don't know why. I just don't like them.
Really?
Dude, charcuterie board to me is like meat, cheese, crackers. Maybe
Yeah.
like
There was no crackers.
you
It was
could
dried
maybe
fruit.
like you could maybe
Jay!
squeeze. Shut the hell up! I'm trying to say a thing.
Were
You,
there?
yeah, yes, there was crackers. I didn't
Never
like the
mind. Then.
crackers,
I
but
forgot.
my thing is, I think you could squeeze like olives, and if you were some prestigious fuck, you could put caviar onto there. Not fruit though. Fruit, it just doesn't seem right to me. You can put some vegetables, but not fruit.
I'd eat a raw carrot.
Yeah, vegetables would make more.
I'd rate
vegetables
that
make
about the
more
same as the
sense
entire
than
board.
fruit. Caviar is so expensive, though.
I tried your cheeses. I enjoyed the meat.
Did you intend the dried fruits to be mixed with everything, or like, what were you intending with the dry fruits?
They were dried dates, by the way, not just any
Oh,
dried fruit. Oh right, apricots.
okay. The other two are fine. I hate dates. I
I have
cannot
never
stand
once
them.
enjoyed a dried fruit. I don't think I ever will.
I feel like it's just an inferior. Like it's worse than eating it like fresh or something.
That's just true.
Yeah, kind of.
In every
Like
possible way, it's just true.
even
Yeah,
You like
that's
like
the
lose
only
most of the
difference.
flesh of the
Flavor.
fruit, and it's just
no,
dried
it's
now.
not
It's
just
still there,
flavor. It's
but
texture. It's
the texture's the
texture
important
and
part.
taste. It literally changes everything about it.
Yes. But I personally don't
And not in a
mind the
good way.
flavor taste specifically.
Cool,
The
but
flavor
what
wasn't
about
bad, but the texture
texture?
killed it.
That's the other big part. It's like I dried bananas. No, a banana should not be that way.
Like banana chips.
Yeah, the way people do that.
I mean, they're an
Uh,
abomination, but they aren't bad.
I think banana chips are kind of different, though.
Look,
I
dude,
I don't enjoy
you're
dried fruit
just
most of the time.
upset. Everyone has their dislikes. It's like how do
He's
you
not
dislike
upset.
this? I
He's
don't know, man.
confused.
It's yucky.
Dried fruits and dried and like banana chips are kind of different though, because aren't at least the like what I'm thinking like they're more like crunchy than dried fruits. Dried fruits are kind of gummy. I don't.
I despise gummies in every single way. I've never enjoyed one. I never will. I will never even try to enjoy one.
Is it the texture for you, or is it
Yes.
what about? Okay.
Same with Jello. Same with jelly. All the gels.
Oh,
Disgusting.
my sister hates Jello.
Pudding as well. Although pudding's not as bad. I'll still eat it if it's like given to me.
I don't think pudding's very similar to Jellos or like or gummies though. In my opinion, I don't think they're necessarily similar. This is gonna sound awful, but puddings are more like I feel like they're more like thicker soups. Like that's more the consistency I'm thinking.
I
feel
think
like
mean,
gummies
fair,
and
I guess.
gel.
you know there's like
They're
thicker
kinda different.
soups is called like a gravy basically.
Yeah.
Yours, yeah.
Well, there's
Like there's
gravies,
all
there's stews, and there's soups. They're all different. I mean, yeah, the gravy consistency and the consistency of pudding are kind of similar, though. Like the thickness. I feel like we should get off the topic of food now.